you're a web developer
Yeah, that's correct.
and got some, should we say, areas of specialty of how to monetize websites. I wanted to ask you about perhaps what the lesser known ones are. So, I mean, most people who have a website and they want to make money from it, it's like a business or like a service or a product. Have you got any others that you think, people really aren't utilizing these?
I think that there's a lot that are coming into play with all these advancements in technology, like the NFTs and the trading. And I think with the metaverse coming up, I think there's a lot of opportunity there as well, which comes with like the land trading and everything. And so I think getting a grasp of that and planning for that will serve people in the near future, and understanding how that all works and how getting familiar with Unity, with different developments of the metaverse, and kind of wrapping our minds around that, kind of having that creativity, and basically to lay that out, the groundwork for that is it's the Web 3.0. It's not the same as the deep web, which, to kind of explain that, is the deep web is anything that is still, you can get to it through like any browser, like you have to log in Facebook, like people can't see that. And then I think a lot of people are getting slightly confused about Web 3.0, which is just like the metaverse, and which is different than Meta, which is Facebook. So this is, to kind of break that down, is I think having kind of the courses, like the training that we do, like a lot of people are course creators, and preparing for that other dimension, that involvement, that creativity, the being able to look around and have that feel. I think that is one thing that is going to explode pretty soon. So just preparing for that and kind of just dipping your toes into that. And I know it's not a huge thing right now, like it's not hugely monetizable right now, but I think that is one place we can definitely invest time and knowledge and learning.
When you say the deep web, is that the same thing as the dark web?
The deep web is different than the dark web, because the deep web is, you can still get to it through Safari or Chrome or whatever web browser that you're using, but it's just the things like in your Facebook, it's the messages that people can't see unless they're logged into you. And then the dark web, you have to go in with a certain VPN browser that allows you to get to the dark web. And then I think their browser on there is GoGoDuck or something. And so those are also different. So there's a lot of things coming together.
So for those that are, let's say, have no background of knowledge about the metaverse, what can you teach them?
So I only have a brief knowledge of the metaverse as well, but
most people do, I think.
Yeah, that it is one thing that I have been looking into because of the potential. And there's a lot of, it sounds crazy, but people are making millions of dollars selling land on the metaverse, because it, just like with Bitcoins, it is a finite resource. It's not like with other blockchains, they don't make it to where it's something that can be replicated. It's like, the reason that a lot of economies go down is because whenever the government gets in trouble, they just keep printing money. But with the blockchain, it has a code in there to where you can only have a certain amount of Bitcoin ever, based on how the mining algorithm is. And that's why, like on the metaverse, if that winds up being the #1 platform, which it looks like it will be, there's a finite amount of land on there, which people will be able to put businesses on and people will be able to walk to and to travel to. And so people are having that foresight and getting in there with that land. And there's other things that people are doing, like developing games on there, which I've been making a 3D game so that I can have that as an activation for the Guinness World Record that I'll be doing in August, because a lot of the people will be attending virtually. So having that engagement, like I was talking about with the Guerilla Marketing, having people be able to participate is a huge thing.
Great answer. Puzzling about the concept of having, because you would think something like the metaverse would be potentially infinite, even if perhaps it isn't right now. They could add more virtual land. Any theories on why it would be finite?
I think the people who have kind of created the metaverse want it to be finite so that they are able to add that extra value, because like in the basic economics 101, it's that chart with supply and demand, and the more that there is of the supply, the less valuable it is, and they could see that. And so driving that demand for it is a lot easier whenever people are kind of anticipating what it's going to be and seeing all the actual real life real estate all going up, and people having that basic understanding of it with the understanding that there's going to be a limited supply, just like on the blockchain. It makes them have a higher value product rather than you can just infinitely build in this certain metaverse.